Hello, guys, and hi, everyone. Uh, Today we have Ankita with us, and uh, Ankita, I would like to congratulate you for getting placement offer from BNY Mellon. And
Thank you.
okay, so first of all, Ankita, basically there will be students who will be just asking some questions, and guys, you can ask your questions in the comment section, and Ankita will be just answering your queries. So, Ankita, first of all, just please introduce yourself a little bit, and then we will move forward.
Yeah, hello guys. Hello ma'am. Uh, yeah, I'm from Cummins College of Engineering, Pune. Basically, I'm from Mumbai, so I was there in hostel. I've done my engineering from electronics and telecommunication branch, but I always wanted to pursue the software development career. So I prepared and I got placed in BNY Mellon. I got this news from in last August.
All right. So, Ankita, as just students are here and they just want to know what was the interview process of BNY Mellon, and can you just please like tell us what was the process and how many rounds were there in the interview process?
Okay. So BNY Mellon came in our campus. Actually, it's a very regular. This company comes every year in our college, and surprisingly, in my internship season also, I cracked the test for BNY Mellon, and I was doing the in the first round. I got out from the interview process. I was not very confident and thorough with my concepts. And again this year for placement, BNY Mellon was there in our campus on I think 22nd of August 2022. And then I gave the test. Test was hard because I was giving the test for other companies, Providence, Palo Alto, but for BNY Mellon, the test was a little difficult than those. And after 2 days, we got the shortlist. In the morning, we got the shortlist, and then they told us directly that we have the interview round. And it was a whole day process. We went through 3 rounds of interviews. Two was purely technical, and third one was a techno plus HR. It was not purely HR round, but technical plus HR round was there.
All right. So, can you just tell us some of the topics that were asked to you, if you remember any of the topics?
Uh, yeah. Uh, in test round or in interview?
In both, you can just tell
Okay,
us.
so test was hard, I would say, than interview. Interview was between medium and hard. So in test round, there were 4 questions. First one was easy. Then two question was of medium level, and third one was a hard question. So first question was in all the tests I have given. I observed the first question always gets solved by using hash map hash set, the
Okay.
frequency count and that type of question. So first question was easy. In second question, one question was of longest sequence. We did that in you taught us that in classes. So it was
Yeah.
of longest subsequence, just little bit modification, but the code was code was almost like the question we solved. Then the second medium question was actually that was a question asked also by Providence. So I solved that question before in one test, but I didn't got shortlisted for that. So the same question was asked here in medium level. It was a array question basically. We had to do the dynamic array allocation after each for loop. So it was something like this. I don't remember exactly, but it was an array question. And the hard level question was of from the easy questions of code chef subset max something like that. It's very famous problem. I solved it in on lead code. So I knew that question little bit before, but I was not able to solve all the test cases. So easy and medium question I solved completely, but the hard question I was able to solve partially only. So that was about the test. I was not very sure if I'll get the interview call, but yeah, I got shortlisted, and the interview process was after that. After 2 days, on 25th August, the interview process was there. And actually they gave us the shortlist on the 21st August morning only. So we were not really prepared we will get the interview call or not. So this they gave us the names. These are the names of the candidates. So the first interview was uh, was a little bit easy, I would say. They asked us a lot, like about data structures also. They asked us about projects also, then SQL also. They
Okay,
asked us
basically
about
from the resume and
queries.
everything, right?
Yeah, you
Okay,
need to
yes.
know each and every word written in your resume.
Your resume. So Udit is asking that name of the company. So Ankita has got the placement offer from BNY Mellon. Okay, so it is one of the dream companies of the students, and she is now there. So Ankita, can you just please tell me that as like I can see you were in my live batch, right? So
Yeah.
how do you keep yourself motivated for the live batch, because it was like COVID time going on and you were there in live batch? People in the offline batch just miss the classes and you were there in the live batch. How you keep yourself like motivated, and how you manage the things in the live batch? So yes.
Yeah, the reason I got enrolled in live batch was only because I'll be motivated to, because uh, I have seen that people purchase courses and then see the videos on their own. Initially the motivation is there, but after even that happened with me before. So I thought कि okay, live batch में रहेंगे तो everyday interaction is there. I'll be motivated to join the classes. That's why I chose live batches, and I think the flow of the whole course is in that sense that you are getting excited and you want to learn. Because again, after the watching the recording is again, I think, the little boring part. So to get enrolled in live batches and just be continue with your classes is
Okay,
really
so
important.
how do you find those classes? Like, as you said, how do you find those classes like little bit different from other classes? Like, how they helped you, and what were the things that you just see different in those classes than having the recorded sessions and everything?
Because in live chat I was in Musina ma'am's batch, and she always used to give us questions and give me the answers. uh, you can send me the answers on WhatsApp, and we used to do that. I have done that twice or thrice in the batch. So because of this the interaction happens, and that is not the case with recording lectures, and you can watch recording lectures on your own at any time. So that seems like advantage, but it really not my kind of thing. It really not motivate me to watch the classes, because if the class is at 7 p.m. you will be available at that time. So I think in
Yeah,
that
you
sense
start
live
used to see
batches.
that yes, you are attending the classes live only, rather than some students were watching the recordings as well, but you were there.
Recordings, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there is one of the question as well, that how do you manage your college and your like ये internships and इसके लिए preparation? How do you manage that? Because दोनों चीजें साथ में करना is a little bit difficult, as you know ये classes शाम में 7 से 10 होती थी, and दिन में college, शाम में classes. Like how you managed these very things?
The advantage I see here is I was doing the classes in COVID में. ऐसा था कि ऑनलाइन कॉलेज अटेंड करो, ऑनलाइन क्लासेस अटेंड करो, ये वाला सीन था. तो इट वाज रियली वर्क फॉर मी, क्योंकि कॉलेज का ऐसा था. फिर आई वाज फ्रॉम इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स ब्रांच, और द कॉलेज आई वाज इन वहाँ पे अटेंडेंस वाज रियली स्ट्रिक्ट. सो व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू कि इवनिंग में तो कॉलेज नहीं रहता, एंड ऑनलाइन में कॉलेज का भी ऐसा रहता है कि यू विल बी अटेंडिंग और नॉट अटेंडिंग, उनको एक्चुअली ज़्यादा पता नहीं चलता था.
Hmm.
तो आई यूज्ड टू डू दैट अ लॉट कि यू नो और इवन जब कॉलेज भी स्टार्ट हुआ तभी आई वाज इनरोल्ड इन क्लासेस. बट स्टिल क्योंकि यू नो even in engineering most of the people do studies before the exams only, and we also used
Yeah.
to do that. एंड जब ऑफलाइन भी स्टार्ट हुआ तभी बिकॉज आई हैव डन कोडिंग फ्रॉम सेकेंड ईयर ओनली, तो मुझे ऐसा था कि अभी ये स्टेज पे आके तो यू कैन डू. एंड रिगार्डिंग इंटर्नशिप्स, So my internship was also in hardware. So it was
Yeah.
a the difficult period for me was to do coding at that time, because in placement peak with her, and that time so we used to work there 6 hours, standing for 2 months, and then again coming back and coding. So I think it was not really easy. और एक तो आप non IT और comp से नहीं हो, तो that gets even difficult. But I think that's only hard work for 1.5 year. After that,
Okay. Yeah, you will feel good enough after
yeah.
getting this taste. Yeah. So, Forced Believer is here saying congratulations to you. Aditya,
Thank
hi.
you.
Okay, so there are people from like foreign who are watching us here. So, what are the projects? So, Abhi Raj is asking that what are the projects you make to show in the resume?
Okay. So projects may you can see my resume on my LinkedIn also. Projects may the first project was of my portfolio, and I used React.js in. So I had projects of JavaScript, HTML, and CSS, but I thought ki okay, if you want to stand with comp and IT student, you need to know some framework. So my first project was my portfolio. It's a really common project. Even my HR said ki everyone makes this project, and why you are also making this project. So sometimes the interviewer tries to see if you are able to answer the tricky questions. But I told
Yes.
him what different things I have done in that project. So that was my first project. The second project was a e-commerce website. I have done this project by watching the YouTube tutorials only, because I thought he will focus more on DSA, and then I can learn development even while joining the company. So second project was e-commerce app. So I made a clone kind of thing of a Nike website, because e-commerce website, whenever you build, you get how to make a card, how to make a nav bar and UI thing. So that was my second project. And third project was of hardware, because I'm from electronics. So they always ask you what you have done in your 4 year in
In your
engineering.
part.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it was a smart dustbin, a kind of IoT based project. Yeah, so those were my projects.
Okay. So, there is another query that is which topics in Algo we should revise before giving OTA or interview of a product based company.
Okay, so yeah, so mine is yeah. So
Yeah.
famous graph algorithms I have done, like Dijkstra's algorithm, then connected or not, biparty, and this such algorithms I've done. The small questions, like they'll ask, how to swap two variables without taking the temporary variable. How many ways
Okay.
such kinds of tricky questions. Use binary search on linked list. Then you have to ask them like which type of linked list is this. I think that's those. I think graph and tree algorithms I've done.
Okay. So, there is also there are so many queries that people have, and we are taking some of them. Have you prepared for DSA and solved question with the course?
Yeah. Yes, DSA is must. Even if you're not good at development, you're not done really good projects. But DSA is a must thing. I have solved on Lead Code. I have solved 150 plus questions on GFG also. I have solved 100 plus questions. And even on when I was enrolled in class, so I was trying to do questions on our
That is
own platform of coding blocks also.
yeah. Yes, I can just remember that you use like you have solved you and there were so many other people who just used to continuously watch the recording, like not in the recorded version. They just used to come to the like I every day used to see some of you guys in the live session only that you are
Yeah.
taking classes and like sometimes I just feel motivated after seeing my students just they are watching the live recordings like live session instead of the recorded. They have option to watch the recorded session, but still they are watching in the live mode. Instead they can like just skip this and they can later on watch the same recording on one like 2x. 1.5x and save their time.
Right.
But you guys were there, yeah. So I think yes, you
Mo-
deserve
uh,
and you got it.
Mosina ma'am told us in first lecture also, if you are planning to, after 2 3 sessions, if you are planning to skip the live class and planning to watch the recording, so that's not happening after at all. So I just
Yes.
thought, at times when my college was there, so I was not able to solve so much questions on our platform of coding blocks, but still I was just trying to attend the classes, because I think even if the theoretical concept gets clear, that will help you in interview.
Okay. So there are other it's on campus or off campus. So it was on campus placement.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much academic scores play a role in bagging big companies and higher package?
Okay. Yeah, really important question. A lot of seniors will tell you, CGPA really don't matter and these things. But yeah, it matters a lot, because in BNY Mellon, the criteria was 8 CGPA. For comp IT, basically it was 7.5 for a lot of companies. But ENT students, they were asking 8 CGPA, no backlogs ever. So criteria is little high. So try to keep your CGPA above 8. Not really big deal, but yeah, try to keep it above 8.
Okay. So, so you are suggesting that it should be above 8. Yes,
About it,
it
yeah.
can be like in the worst case, it can go up to like 7.5 plus
Yeah.
ही होना चाहिए, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, as you mentioned that you have mentioned your projects in the resume. So, can you just tell me any specific thing that you have mentioned in your resume that you think that would attract the like company, any specific thing, and how do you build your resume?
Achha, so the really about the technical thing or non-technical?
Yeah, both you can mention.
Okay.
Like, how
So
do you think that how should we make our resume, and what are the
mhm.
things that you should keep in top, and how should you just make your
Okay.
resume?
So this good marks thing is important. It's because people consider you, you are serious about your education. So that's important, because I remember the interviewer mentioned my 10 12 score also, and they were like, okay, fine, you have done good thing. So I think, this is very really underrated, but whenever they see the resume from the start, they'll focus on these things. So in technical also, I mentioned ki, whatever projects you are mentioning, try to mention like what framework you have. If you are doing the React, then which React hook you have used. In CSS also, if you are use animation also, these small things which people generally don't
Miss.
use.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these things make a lot of difference, because in on campus placement, a lot of people are from your class, so that makes a really different differentiator for you. And in non-technical, try to do activities and join clubs, because that makes difference. I have done the content writing internship, so I thought that time, it's not really important. But one of my interviewer was really impressed about that, and even she thought, she said, okay, I'll see the website and I'll read the content. So you never know, what is going to help you.
Help
And
you.
even in internships, it's not really important to be, very peculiar about what work you are doing, because sometimes you'll gather a lot of experience and people will be impressed about that. So when I was joining the internship, I was not able to crack internship in my third year. But when I was joining the internship in robotics domain, I thought, okay, fine, I really need this or not. But that made impact in my interviews.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not really important that I'll do web development internship only, and that only will help me, or maybe something related to
Yes,
data
technical
science.
part will obviously help you more, but
Yeah.
yeah, like you should not only go for non-technical ones. You should
Yeah,
have technical,
have technical
then
thing.
then
Yeah.
non-technical will also help you.
Yeah,
It
because
should not
in
be like that
hmm,
you are going for the technical interview and you are only having the non-technical internships. Yeah, they
yeah,
will be helping you, but first preference should be to the technical ones.
technical thing. Yeah, also, yeah, right. Because in general, they will hire you as a person, not only for your coding skills. So that is important. And in technical, yeah, you should be thorough with your concepts and projects. So they'll ask you one of my project, and they asked me about the library, and I was not able to answer that in first attempt. So I explained the project, and after that, I remembered what is the name of that library that I have used. So the small things they'll ask in technically you should be very thorough with your projects and the questions you have solved in your test also, because they were asking us about the test questions that we have given before 2 days.
All right.
Yeah.
So there is Aniket. He's asking which course you have done. So you were in which course? So yeah, Ankita has done my live batch in just previous year. So she was enrolled in C++ DSA algorithm course of coding blocks.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So Ankita, can you just please let me know that yes, I should ask that how coding blocks helped you and why you choose coding blocks like over other platforms.
Yeah, so from my first year, second semester onwards, I used to, go through a lot of YouTube videos of watching interviews, people joining the Microsoft, Amazon, and a lot of things. So that's how, I got to know about coding blocks. And then one of my friend was also doing classes in coding blocks. She gave me a nice review. She was from, I think, Monu sir's batch. And then that's how then I did my homework of the how things are going here, and even the prices was good for the courses they were offering. Then I chose to join coding class.
Okay. So yes, and any important topics that you would like to suggest students before going for the interviews. What are the important topics and domain that you should mainly focus upon?
Important topics in
Yes.
data structures, you should array linked list. Linked list is very underrated, but I have seen lot of interviews, they will ask you questions about linked list, and
Yeah.
people just focus on graph and trees, but no, linked list tag queues are also important. uh, and question solving is really important, because even if you know all the concept, but still solving a question is really difficult. And apart from data structures and algorithm, I think you should have projects in web development, not like full stack projects, but at
Mm.
least front end projects, or any, like if you are selecting Android development project, then 2 3 projects from that domain are important.
All right. And any suggestions that basically you just want to give to students because internships and placements are coming in August, and students just want some suggestions that you would just like to give them so that just they can prepare for the internships and they can prepare well for the placements as well.
Yeah. While preparing for tests, you should also go through theory regularly, I feel, because whenever the companies start coming to your college, or even you are trying for off campus, so it's not, you never know, like what day you are having your interview. Even that happened with me. So just whenever you are solving questions regularly, just try to read 2 3 concepts, of OOPS, of SQL, of operating systems. uh, that is important. Second thing is, whenever some question is being asked to you in interview, try to give the simplest answer first. There was one question asked in
Brute
my
force
interview.
approach is always good. Yeah.
Yeah, if any number is given to you, tell me that this number is of Fibonacci series or not. So
Okay.
I tried the recursion first. First thing I tried, I thought, okay, I'll solve this with recursion, but I got stuck somewhere. So she said you can answer a simple way.
Yeah.
Then yeah, the very brute force approach. So never do this mistake of first time giving the difficult solution. Third thing I'll say is ask questions to the interviewer as much as you can, because one of my friend, the interviewer asked her about hash, and she explained hash set, hash map, and then after listening all of that, the interviewer said, "Ki, I was asking about hash memory." So
Okay.
something like this happened. So always ask questions to interviewer. "Acha, are you asking about this exactly or not?" Even
Hmm.
so that's really important. And yeah, keep coding. I will say.
All right. So Pratik Raj Verma is here. He is asking what was your syllabus and content for studying DSA. And solving problems apart from coding blocks video.
Content. Okay, so I structured my own thing. Yeah, and one of my suggestion is whenever we solve questions, I used to go on GFG or Lead Code, or any platform, and just try to read the question and write the code. But I think that's not the ideal way you should solve the questions. Try to whenever you are writing the code, first try to type it on your own compiler,
Hmm.
because a lot of times what used to happen, I knew the solution of the problem, but I was not able to give the input, or get the output the way they wanted, the way they wanted in this format. If you want to give the input or take the output, so always try to write code first on your compiler, not directly on Lead Code or HackerRank. So syllabus, yeah, I covered all the data structures. I think try was I didn't solve questions much about it, but yeah, I tried to cover all the data structures: array, linked list, stack, queues, trees, graphs. So I used to maintain all the folders of data structures in my own computer, and then
And
in that
you
I
covered
made.
like from the coding blocks video only, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I covered. Actually, before that little bit I was doing the coding. But why you should join the classes is you will get the structured flow of, you'll be consistent about. Because before classes, what I used to solve 7 8 questions one day, and then for 10 days I'm not solving any question. That happens when you are doing things on your own. So that's for that, you should join classes, because they have really structured way of teaching. I used to do recursion at last, really last, but after I think arrays only, ma'am I think taught us recursion. Why we used to learn recursion on early stages only. So yeah.
Okay. And you got like what about recursion? How, like, how was it to you?
I initially I thought recursion is not my thing. I used to watch 50 videos of series of recursion, but still I was not able to solve questions. But then I understood how to do tree diagrams and all, how to apply recursion in solving trees and graphs, DP questions of the rat in maze, and those are famous questions. Ma'am taught us, and that was really that's really not difficult, but that is really hyped up on
Yes,
LinkedIn and
actually, this is what it
colleges.
is. Whenever just there are my students who just ask me that, "Mom, I think I will not be able to do the recursion."
Recursion,
I
yeah.
I just ask them that like, do you know what is recursion, and have you just ever tried? No, ma'am, we don't know, but we have just listened from somewhere else that it is tough, and
Yeah,
I know it's tough, so I will not be able to do it. So, but once you will be doing it, it is not that very just it's hyped up only that it is tough. It is basically not so much tough and
not
so
so
much.
much stuff, yeah.
It
You
is
do the
only,
practice, yeah.
yeah, and it is basically recursion. About the recursion, you should know how to make the like call stack, what is the flow of the code, how code runs basically. And these are the things that I think you will basically miss from the YouTube videos, because there
YouTube
are
videos, yeah,
videos.
right.
Yeah, I have not actually what when some students ask me what is there in your classes that is different from, like, there is so much content on the video like YouTube. So I just like I just tell them that you can come to my like recursion classes, you will get to know. You can come to my tree classes, you will get to know the
Right.
if we run the codes, and we just see everything how it is working, and then you just find interest in it. Like, yes, this is how it is working. So it's not some like robotic kind of thing that it is going
Thing.
on and working itself.
Right.
So yeah. So do you make notes for the revision?
Yeah, I made notes. Initially, what I used to do, I used to, just go through my notebook, all theories, and I thought, like, okay, fine, all the revision is done. But that's not the way you should revise. Just take 2 3 questions and then try to solve them. If you are able to solve, I think that's the right revision. I used to take the notes. I think not just the writing a code in your book, as it is will not help you. Trying to write the intuition, how variables are going in the stack, how they are popped out. I think that kind of I think I try to make diagrams as much as you can for a particular question. So we used to solve the rat and maze question. So I used to, draw every path of of that rat from that maze. So that helped me to revise it, quickly.
And code is also provided
Yeah,
like on the GitHub, so it's not like you should make your notes like what you feel is not there in the notes, so you
no,
should make it like
yeah,
notes of that
yeah,
whatever you feel like it is important and it's not mentioned anywhere, so you can make notes of that because the rest of the things are available everywhere, and you don't need to make notes of like the code and everything. You
coding.
don't
Yeah,
need to write the whole code on your notebook because it is of no use, I think. Instead, just understand the code, just take some example, try run the example on your code, just see how it is working on your example. What if I will take some other example, how it will be working on that very example? So just do the things like that only. So yes, also I think yeah, there are other queries, but we'll be taking only some now. From which college you are doing BTech? Prem Kumar is asking. So
okay, yeah. I'm from Cummins College of Engineering.
so I think, yeah, we should end up the session here. It's, I think, thank you so much, Ankita, for your time, for your precious time you gave to the students and like for to be present here. So thank you so much. And yeah,
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, and all the
okay.
best to all the students.
All right. All the best to Ankita as well to you. So I wish you all the best to be like just go in BNY Mellon and do like everything best that you could. And yeah, like the way you send me. I just want to let you know that the way you send me that very message on the day you just received your like offer from the BNY Mellon, and you just send me the message that thank you so much. It's like all because of you and everything. So it was like it is always I'm like here only because I just feel motivated when students just keep me sending these very message that it is thank you so much for being there and everything like this. So yeah, these are people like you who keep me motivated to be here. So thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
ma'am.
Yeah.
You used to, always mention this, just don't forget us, come back and tell us. Because the assistance I got, I was in my placement time, and whenever we write the code and make the small mistake, and there is no one to help you, I think that assistant part of coding blocks, even when my classes was done 6 months ago only, still the guy who was giving me assistance, he was still replying me, he was trying to be there
Yeah.
for my every query. I think that's really important because I needed that for, I used to ask him 10 questions a day. I still remember, and you used to irritate him a lot, but still he was there, even you were there, Mm, these things really
Okay.
matter.
No, the what at the end matters is that student getting a good placement offer like you, okay. And it's like students getting succeeded. This is what we always coding blocks always want. And
Yeah,
this is one of the reason that we have kept our courses at low price so that everyone can afford.
of course.
We could have kept them less than that, but students take it very lightly that there must be like some content, less content and everything. So
Yeah,
this is the reason of being here, and thank you so much for coming here and giving your like time here.
thank you,
So
ma'am.
yeah, thank you so much, Ankita. So let us end up the session. Okay, bye
Okay,
bye.
bye bye.
Okay, bye bye, guys. Thank you. See you in the next session. That will be on the Saturday, next Saturday. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.